By looking at his circumstances, Joseph could easily conclude that God had forsaken him. Consider his journey. He got a vision from God. His brothers turned against him. He was pushed into a pit, was sold into slavery, was falsely accused, put into prison. Even after saving their lives, he was forgotten. None of these circumstances appeared as if the promises of God were being fulfilled. In truth, nothing seemed to be working according to the promise of God. This is where many believers lose faith. They reason that suffering is synonymous with the absence of God. Difficulty implies forgetfulness on God's part. Opposition suggests that the promise has been revoked. However, Joseph's life offers us an alternative perspective. God worked through each one of these difficult seasons in Joseph's life. The pit wasn't the end. Slavery wasn't the end. Prison wasn't the end. Each problem he faced became a stepping stone toward destiny. Observe something interesting. Joseph did not know which season he was in. He couldn't see the ending. He couldn't see the palace while sitting in prison. He couldn't see the promotion while enduring the process. He just stayed faithful, regardless of the circumstances. And that's the battle of perseverance. Remaining faithful when the outcome is unclear. Trusting God when the timeline doesn't make sense. Continuing to obey when circumstances seem to contradict the vision. Many people want a palace. Few are willing to endure the process to get there. Many want a fulfillment. Few embrace the preparation. But God often develops character before he releases influence. He prepares the person before he releases the purpose. Years later, Joseph stood as a ruler in Egypt and declared something powerful. What you intended for evil, God intended for good. Not because the betrayal was good, not because the suffering was good, but because God was greater than all of it. If you're in a tough time right now, don't let this season of life fool you into thinking that God isn't still working in the story. The pit is not the end. The prison is not the end. The waiting is not the end. Continue believing. Continue obeying. Continue pressing on. For the same God at work in Joseph's unseen seasons is at work in yours too.